Yo, 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 what's up? This your boy Raw Wilson coming at you with a video that's been on my mind um, since yesterday. It's about Destiny, but why am I playing the lovely game Child of Light? Because Child of Light is what I'm gonna be standing my basis on. Um, okay, going into the menu, just starting straight up with my point. This is about Destiny and elemental damage. See, in Destiny, elemental damage um is chosen for you. It's randomized. Now guns like exotics like the Vex class and the Supercell assault rifle in the new Taken King DLC. Guns like that have default. Everyone knows. Everyone's going to get the same elemental damage on those types of weapons. My whole thing is, what if we was able to choose our elemental? What if we had the power to unequipped and equipped elementals on about any weapon via with shards? Now, as you see here in Child of Light, Rough Sapphire. Wait, yeah, Rough Sapphire is what this blue thing is. Rough Sapphire is what this blue thing is. Um, this is another type of sapphire, but let's just focus on the colors: blue crystal, red crystal, yellow crystal, green crystal. You get the gist of it. Now, this this weapon right now, and I'm gonna get to this rough diamond right here. I'm gonna get to that later. But this crystal right now is equipped to this sword, as you can read up top. Add water damage to melee attacks. Water is strong on fire, weak on lightning. It tells you what the elemental is strong and and not effective against. So equipping that crystal on my sword gives my sword elemental damage of blue, which would be water. Equipping it with this, on the other hand, would make it now it's add fire damage to melee attacks. Fire is strong on earth, weak on water, and so on and so forth. Adding these elemental crystals onto my weapons at will lets me prepare for a match. Like if I was walking into, if I could show you a map, if I was going into the forest area, fire would be best used there. Fire would be best used there to demonstrate it. Let me get into that fight. Fire would be best used in grass type locations. Uh, and I'm in the grass type location. I still have my blue item equipped. Now I just need to go into this menu, click my menu there, and get into this place and equipped. Now I have fire damage on my sword. Simple as that. I don't need to look for another weapon. I don't need to go searching, though I have other stuff in my arsenal. I have other characters. I can go into her character and change their elemental damage, but I'm gonna keep it to where she's the only one doing elemental damage. To be honest, let me change her and make her elemental damage as well. Now, I just changed my elemental damage on my weapon. Oh, he's trying to get a sneak attack on me. But what I could do, hold up, sneak up on him. But this is the fight. This is the battle. Gotta remember how to play this thing. What we're gonna do, we're gonna punch this guy. And that fire kills him because he's weak against fire. Now, I can't remember if, to be honest, let's do a big attack. Why not? Let's flash. Blind him so I can get the big attack. Let's just block myself. Now, slow down. No problem. So it looks like that wolf wasn't weak against fire. We're gonna punch this mofo with fire, win the battle. Now, that's just to demonstrate that fire works against certain types of enemies, just like in Destiny. Fire works against I guess Cabal would be the enemy type with the solar shields, as well as the Hive, not the Hive, but the Hive witches, as well as the Taken captains. They all have solar shields, and a solar weapon would do damage on those. Now, why would I like Destiny to adopt the elemental route like Child of Light? Why would I like that? Because if you switch out, let's say this sword represents, well, to be honest, it'll be best if I show you on Destiny. So hang on, through the magic of editing, we're going to zoom in to Destiny. Alright, we are here in Destiny now, at the lovely tower, where the Guardians live. But let me say this, we're here now, and let's continue the video. I said in Child of Light that I would like elemental guns, weapons, let's just say weapons, to be able to be in crystal format, how Child of Light does it. Why so? Because look, on this character, I'm at light level 269, and if you guys don't understand how this number up there represents, what that number represents, the blue numbers right here, 269, represents your light level, your light level of defense and attack values. So your helmet, your arm, your chest, your legs, your artifact, your bond, your ghost, your heavy, your primary, your special, all that total up to your light level. Now, I can become a higher light level. 269 is right now, but if I were to equip higher armor and weapons, give me a moment. Warlock, strongest weapons, there we are. Let that work into it. If I were to equip these weapons that you see coming in the right side of the screen, equipping the ghost, equipping the sidearm, and equipping the last word. Now I'm at 288. This is great. Going into PvE content in Destiny is important to be at your highest light level, so it won't prove to be a struggle for you. Alright? Now, I'm in this match last night. They had the Black Spindle quest daily. And if you are asking, did I get it? Yes, I did get it. I will put that video up after this one, explaining how I did it, because I understand a lot of people struggled on that mission. And it probably wouldn't have been a struggle if people was able to fight those elemental enemies in there easily. But let's go back into why I would love elemental damage to be in crystal format, or more so instead of crystal format, if I could take this, in shard format. See, exotic shards, we all know you get that from breaking down exotic weapons. We get the exotic shards from breaking down exotic weapons. But what if there was a negative shard? What if there was a diamond shard? Back if you remember, I showed you the rough diamond in Child of Light. What if it was a shard like that, a white shard? A white shard that you can get like strange coins or like passage coins. You just play the game and they just drop. And you get those things. They just drop in your inventory, like I explained right here. Instead of obviously a strange coin, it'll be a white shard that you get from just playing activities in Destiny. And that white shard, you can just tap on a gun. This has an arc damage. You'll just press triangle, and let's say there's a circle right here for this tap, for this adding or subtraction. And what I mean by that is this gun has arc damage. If you're in a mission where you need a solar damage sidearm, okay, I need a solar damage sidearm. What I got? What I got? Here it is. This is the only solar damage shotgun, not shotgun, but pulse rifle right now in my inventory. If I'm in the heat of the fight, of course I can put on a 170, but 255 is way stronger. But guess what? I put this on, and now I'm weaker at 283. I just lost 5. I just lost 5 light levels. Of course, I can get that back by pressing the arc, but if I'm fighting against solar, now if I have no heavy ammo, I can't use that obviously, but if I'm only using this and my special, I'm depending it to have the solars to knock out the enemy shields. Look, light level is important in Destiny now because if you go against certain enemies with light level really low, it's a tougher experience. Now, I'm not saying run away from the challenge. I'm just saying Bungie should really adopt this method like how Child of Light does. Now, a circle right here, right under infusion, and this really is a knock against infusion. All right, you can make this weapon the strongest. This is my strongest weapon in the whole game right now. I got work, I got school. I can't play Destiny like I used to a lot. So this is my highest weapon on my special. This is the highest weapon on my special, a sidearm with arc damage. Now, if I go into a Nightfall or a Raid or whatever, I would have to equip this just to be 288. Now, on my other Titan character, I am 295, but with this character, I obviously will have to play with him more to get there. But like I said, this versus this, Solar versus Arc, Arc would not be more effective on a solar shield enemy than this would, but this won't be effective either because it's so low light level, and then it brings me down too to 283. Now going back to the whole thing of shards, white shards should be able to drop through any activity, and the activity doesn't matter what you're doing, it just drops randomly, and you will basically go into the weapon. Let's go into a legendary. It can only work with legendaries since legendaries are the only legendaries and exotics are the only way you can infuse. Those are the only guns you can infuse. There's a circle right here. You click that, and it appears just like this. And let me pick a lower Taken King. Here it is. Okay. It will show, it was a little circle be right under this infusion circle. And when you click that circle, instead of these, just picture all the shards you collected. And obviously we have 3 elementals in Destiny, Solar, Void, and Arc. So just picture 3 boxes here with Arc, Void, and Solar. And of course, if you have X amount of Solar crystals, because you had a lot of white crystals that you, and I'm not explaining how you make a white crystal into elemental crystal. Now, this I was about to explain it earlier, but here, let me hit you now with it. You get the crystal. This is a void. You get the crystal and you tap on this circle, and they a message pop up. Erase this out your mind. Just look at this. A message pop up say, do you want to extract the essence from this gun, the elemental essence from this gun, and put it in the crystal? And you say yes. You do that, and then this elemental disappears and goes into the crystal, and it reappears, and now this gun essence is now in the crystal. You take the crystal off, this thing goes away. You have the crystal in your inventory. In this, where would it be? You have a blue for arc, purple for void, and red or yellow or orange for solar. And then you'll have all the white crystals that you did not take the essence of. Now, these would be able to be placed on anything. You can go back into the shotgun and drop the crystal back, the void crystal that you got, or the arc crystals you have. Now, it'll take Light, which is these little things, to extract. It'll take Light to extract, and we can say about 3 Light to extract the essence of a gun's elemental to put into the crystal that you can get via drops through activities, and and you can discard the crystal. You can discard the crystal, and that won't give you anything. That just releases the elemental essence into the air. Um, that releases the elemental essence into the air, and you don't get nothing for it. It takes most light to extract the essence of the elemental from the weapon, but you break it down, you don't get nothing from it. You don't get nothing from breaking down a crystal with elemental. You're just releasing it. Okay, the white crystals that you'll get, they'll just be ready for taking essence away from guns. Like if you have this as a solar, you just go in here and if it doesn't have a crystal on it, it's like born solar. This is a solar weapon. It's born solar. And but you can put locks on certain weapons. You can't put the elemental damage on. Like maybe, you know what? Let's not put caps on this ideal. Let's run wild. This is the ideal that I'm sharing. Let's not put caps on it. Right now, it's born solar. It's a born solar sword, and you might have an argument with me on this, but there's this the circle will be right there under the infusion. You click the circle underneath. I'm just clicking this so you can see what I'm saying. The message will pop up. Clicking a circle down here like this, and it'll say, "Do you want to take the essence of this weapon? You want to take the essence of this weapon and put it in the crystal?" You say yes. You say yes. And this little red thing turns to whatever, it turns white. It gets clear. And now you have this naked sword that just does damage. And mind you, this is for PvE. It doesn't matter if you have elemental damage in PvP, because guess what? In PvP, it doesn't matter because elemental damage doesn't give you an advantage. Now, this little crystal, this little red thing pulsing, that would be white. That would be clear. Okay, that would be clear. And you could throw that in, and since you extract it, you can put the crystal back on it by clicking this circle that would be here. You'll click it, and then it'll say it'll have your option. It'll have your option like this. It'll have the crystals, all three of them, and they have a little number by them telling you how much you have of those, and you could just put one of the crystals. You say, I want arc. And now if you put an arc crystal on that thing, you do click, click, yes. And now this little thing will post blue. Alright? Now, would that defeat the origin of this thing, the Reforge? No, no, no. It won't. It'll just give you more customization. Okay? Now, why would you get the other swords? Because there's two other versions of these swords. A Void and an Arc. Just, make them look different. Make them have different animations. Make the reason to want those based off those traits. Don't make the reason to want those just based off the elemental traits. Because I'm not trying to put a cap on this idea for the sake of this ideal going through all the way. Okay? Balancing and tweaking obviously will be done if this ideal gets into effect. But just going back to this ideal that I'm spitting at you now. Elemental damage should be in crystals. And guns and weapons can come in a form, or not in a form, but, in the weapon. Like this, fusion rifle is arc. It came out the womb as an arc weapon, right? This shotgun is a void. This shotgun is an arc. This sniper is a void. And this is an arc. So these weapons got the elemental on it. But if you have a white crystal, like I said, it'll drop in activities. You can just tap it on the weapon. You're just clicking a circle here. It'll pop up like this. And you'll just click the three elemental stuff that you have there. And this is the best picture I can have for you. It'll be like this. And they have three boxes. One blue, one purple. And these are all the crystals you extract. If you never extract solar energy from a weapon, like if you never extract the solar energy from a weapon, you won't have a solar crystal. This will not hurt Destiny, nor will it hurt balancing. It really won't, because this is all PvE, player versus environment. If you don't know what that means, if you were to if you were to have a player in PvE, and I'm telling you, if you play Destiny, you know this. If you would have a player in PvE and say, "Oh man, this bad guy has a void shield. Who has a void shield? I don't have my void shield or my void weapon. All my void weapons are super weak, and I'll go down light level." And your friend's like, "Me too. I got a freaking arc on the arc, man. All my void stuff is weak." And if this crystal thing was implemented in Destiny, guess what the conversation would be? Okay, guys, we're about to go into the enemy camp. Mostly Solar Shield and Arc Shield enemies. Mostly those two types of enemies are in this camp. So let's all equip our weapons with our crystals. And like I said, this is the best place to show you. Just picture the sword back here. All right, you'll just click it. It'll say equip what elemental. You'll click your I said solar and arc. So you'll click your arc on this, and then you'll go down here to heavy. It doesn't matter what it is, and you'll click your heavy void crystal. Did my video just save? I'm over here pressing the share, but let's just keep moving. Let's just keep moving. You'll press, the solar crystal. Remember, extracting the essence of the elemental from a weapon will make this blank, will make this go away if the crystal's not equipped on it. You can decrypt and equip crystals once you take the essence from it. Okay? It'll just be an empty weapon. It'll just be a soulless weapon. Now, if Bungie is all about, oh, that's too much work to make this little thing post-white, leave it like this then. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. If you don't want to go that extra mile and make this a white crystal sword until you put an elemental on it, no problem. Now, going back to, some people might have an argument with this whole sword thing. Like, if you could just switch out the elemental on the swords, wouldn't that defeat the purpose on trying to get the other swords? In a way, yes. In a way, yes. But if that other sword had different animation or different stats, you will, like, if this sword was better at defense versus the other sword better at range, you'll have different weapons, and you'll say, okay, I want to have a sword that has range. I'll pick the other sword. So, I don't have all three swords, but if you guys do have three swords, write in the comment, does each sword have the same stats, or do the stats differ? You saw me scan over Super Good Advice, a year one exotic. See, these weapons, they'll be left behind. Gjallarhorn and Super Good Advice, I know the thought of having an arc damage Gjallarhorn might make you just drool at the lips. But at the end of the day, let me say this. Year one weapons stuck in year one, that's what it is. And look at that. Look at it. It just tells you right there. This weapon causes solar. Be perfect just to click that and, get something different. Does this one too? Look at that. Void damage. What's up with the new stuff? Don't even have that there. The new year 2 stuff. I just noticed that. Oh, wait. Yes, it does. Anyway, and the way to get them, like I said, it would be drops. The way to extract the essence of the elemental would be through Multi-Light. And breaking them down won't get you anything, really. Anything else I want to add before I wrap it up? Yes. Uh, I figured all this out when I did the Black Spindle mission last night. And I don't know if I said it already, but I did get that Black Spindle. It was a hard fight, and I will post a video after this saying how I got past it, how I did it. But yeah, fellas, write in the comment section. I'm really wondering what's going through you guys' minds. Like, is this a good idea? I really think it is, because if you had a crystal, you can press last word and press the little thing and add elemental damage on year 2 last word. Like I said, year 1 stuff will be left behind, but everything year 2 and beyond will have this ability. You'll just not that. It'll just be a circle under here. There could be a circle right there. It doesn't matter. You click it, and then that option pops up. You click the elemental damage you want on it, and you have it on it now. And then dequipped it, you'll just click that circle again and hold square, and on Xbox it's X, and you'll dequip the crystal. The only way to destroy crystals are whatever. you'll just hold this, and you'll hold the square and discard it one by one. And if you want to discard a whole bunch of them, shucks, that's something Bungie will probably do. Like, you should be able to press square and the options like discard all are a set amount. And you set the amount and you say, okay, I want to discard that much. Bungie needs to put that in interface. Like, if I wanted to destroy 500, not 500, but 100 of these, I can't. I can hold square and delete a bunch of them or the whole thing, but I don't want to delete the whole thing. Then you should be able to press square and an option appears like dismantle all of it or discard all of it or set your amount in how much you want to dismantle. That's something Bungie needs to implement in the game. But going back to my ideal, Elemental should be in crystal format, aka shard format, like the exotic shards are. And if you dismantle a gun with the shard on it, the shard just bounce off the gun and go back in your inventory. The shard just bounce back in your inventory and the gun breaks down and is gone. You can't get elemental essence by breaking down the weapon. You'll just get your crystal back if it's on it. And if I were to destroy this without putting the crystal to extract the essence off, I'll just lose that solar on the gun. And this will only work for legendaries. This will only work for exotics. I really think this ideal will change the way we fight in PvE. And I don't think it will make a problem if it feels a little OP to be able to switch out your elementals whenever you can. Like in Child of Light, you prepare for the fight, and you go into the fight. Like I showed you, I went into that grassland with a solar sword, aka fire sword in Child of Light, and wrecked house because everybody in the forest is weak against fire. Who would have thought? Fire burns leaves. But this has been Raw Wilson coming at you raw. Thank you if you stayed this long to hear me babble about this crazy idea. I just really, man, I really want this to be a reality. I'm a link a farm post. I said farm post. A farm post. I might be saying it wrong still. To the description below. Please get in there. That's going to be the Bungie.net link to where I'm going to put in the feedback section on the farms. But yeah, man, I hope this becomes a reality. Pieces.